everyone. Today I'm back to talk some more about The Smashing Machine. This is a 2025 biographical sports drama starring Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. This film has been written, produced, directed and edited by Benny Safdie. Now, the focal point of this episode is The Smashing Machine versus The Wrestler, but we'll get onto that in a few moments. First, let's take a brief look at the film. Now, The Smashing Machine details 3 years in the life of MMA fighter Mark Kerr, and his girlfriend Dawn, played by Emily Blunt, is also an interesting character who kind of gets lost in Mark Kerr's vortex. It's not Blunt's biggest role to date, but she makes the most of it as the girl that watches Kerr from ringside. So it was a bit of a no-brainer for Blunt to sign on for The Smashing Machine. And I think, having worked with Johnson in the past on Jungle Cruise, that Disney movie, they do have a chemistry on the screen that does ignite. They never share a love scene, but there is definitely a connection between them that makes this sometimes steamy and even more dramatic. And their relationship really is like a volcano that is just bubbling and about to explode. And there are just moments in this film of raw power. Now, as much as I enjoyed this film, and I can't help but compliment the actors on their fantastic performances, I will say that the character of Mark Kerr and his girlfriend Dawn, they're not exactly the most likeable people in the world. They argue, they're bitter, and their life really isn't that pleasant. So this is a sports drama that hasn't got a tremendously likeable character like, say, a Rocky. And this movie did remind me of another film, The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, which was directed by Darren Aronofsky. And I do think Darren Aronofsky is a quality filmmaker. I felt that that movie had it all: the drama, the heart, the intensity, and some great fights. I think The Smashing Machine and The Wrestler kind of run in the same lane, but I found Rourke's portrayal in The Wrestler more sympathetic, and I think you cared more about his character. And I think the little bit that is missing from The Smashing Machine is we do empathise with Mark Kerr at times, but he is really not the most sympathetic fighter that we've ever seen on the screen. So that could lose some people. They may give up on the journey, but there are moments of sparkle where Kerr speaks to a lady in a doctor's surgery and the young boy comes to get a signature and he tells him not to fight. There are some really winning personality moments, but overall there is an unpleasantness to this film that may turn some people off. So if you're willing to go into this one and take a chance on seeing a Dwayne Johnson role that is different from anything else he's ever done, take that chance, surrender to it, and go along for the ride. If you're thinking you're going to get a wrestling movie with some of The Rock's personality, look elsewhere. This is not that film. So The Smashing Machine, I think, will be up for some Oscars. I definitely feel that Dwayne Johnson is worthy of a nomination. Will he get it? I'm not so sure. We'll have to look at the competition. But this really is a movie that will push audiences to the limit. It has a documentary feel. It is very forceful in its approach, and it is quite draining. And I enjoyed it to a point. Now, as much as I enjoy The Wrestler, remember when it was Rourke's turn to get his hand on that gold statue, he missed out as well. So, the same thing could happen for Dwayne Johnson. And Rourke actually fell victim to a Sean Penn performance. We know he's a powerhouse actor. And Penn won that year for the biographical drama Milk. But Rourke's performance still hangs there in the shadows. Many people still believe that Rourke was that good, he actually won it even though he didn't. Which just goes to show how deep and soulful it was. He really connected with that one. And I think that Randy the Ram is one of those great characters in fight movies. So which is the better of the two, the Smashing Machine or the Wrestler? I would have to go with the Wrestler. I think as an all-round movie, that one works a little better. I really like Rourke's performance. Remember, Marissa Tomei was Oscar nominated as well. She was fabulous in that movie. So Rourke and Tomei were very committed. They made a great team. And Darren Aronofsky, has he ever directed a better film? Yeah. The Wrestler is up there. I probably think that is his crowning achievement at this point. And when it comes to Benny Safdie and the Smashing Machine, well, Benny has really done a great job here. We don't see Dwayne Johnson. The Rock is out of the spotlight. We only see Mark Kerr. And it's quite profound, really. So the Smashing Machine has its own qualities, but I think all round, the Wrestler gets my vote. Personally, I prefer the Wrestler over the Smashing Machine, but both films work in their own worlds. So please share your thoughts in the comments below. What film do you prefer? Do you think the Smashing Machine is a bullseye? Do you think the Wrestler outshines it? Both do their own thing, but you be the judge. Dig deep, express your thoughts, and let me in on your favourite. So let's open the doors of discussion. I think these two films will always be debated as to which one is better, and this will be an ongoing discussion for quite some time. And before I go, if you want more on the Smashing Machine, I do have a couple of different episodes on the channel now that look at different aspects of the film. There is one that covers Dwayne Johnson's stunning transformation. There is another one that takes a look at the soundtrack of the film and those great Elvis songs that have been implemented into the action. So please check them out. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon.